Hi folks, and welcome to my install video of the Veridian Cruise cruise control for my GSX-8R. Check their website for compatibility with other models, but I know the unit I've got also fits the V-Strom 800DE and the GSX-8S, and I presume, don't quote me on this, the new GSX-8T and TT models. So to aid, I think, installation, I've gone ahead and removed the side fairings from the bike because I've done that a few times before, and I think that makes it a bit easier when it comes to dismantling the plastic for the fuel tank. So I think the next stage is I've got a couple, I might even zoom in here, a couple of push pins there which the tank here connects to for the front plastics. So I think I can get away with removing that push pin, and the one on the other side that should disconnect the fuel tank from the front plastics. And then this plastic cover needs to come off. Two more little plastic push pins there. I think they come out, and then the plastic kind of slides forward. I'm going to remove that bolt, remove this bit of plastic. And I think once I've done that, and also removed a couple of bolts that the tank is attached to down here. I think once those two are gone, this is off, that's off, that's off. Then I can use this bolt here as a hinge. Let me zoom out. And rotate the tank up and back. And that should give me access underneath to the wiring loom, where I can fit and connect the Veridian Cruise control. The head unit for the Veridian Cruise I haven't fitted yet, but basically I'm going to move my clutch lever to the side a little bit and fit it in there. It's not brilliant. The way the Veridian Cruise unit is made, if I can find it, where are you? It kind of tapers. It's thin at the bottom, gets thicker at the switch end at the top. So it's a bit of an awkward fit between the switch gear and the clutch lever, but it fits, does the job. So that's the plan for that. But let's keep taking bolts off and get this tank in the air. Cool. So two little push pins, push forward. Oh, look at that, easy job. That gets me to a bolt at the top of the tank and two more Allens that connect these two to each other for whatever reason. You can't see much, can you? I can see a rubber hose that's stretching. That's a rubber hose that is kind of stopping this tank getting any higher, I think. So we are looking underneath the front of the tank here. Try and keep it in focus. If you do not focus, you will focus. This is the tight hose, the one in front of me here. And it looks like this one's got quite a lot of flex. So I'm feeling that I could probably keep this one connected. And the main connectors on the other side, the one with the braided pipe. So I'm going to see anyway for now, if I can just remove this first tube. Then we'll start lifting the tank up and see how far we can go. See if we can access the connectors I need to get the cruise sorted out. Right. The MixedGrid chap had a pipe prizing tool so he can kind of get into the top of that hose and prise it downwards. It would appear that I've got something similar. I don't think I'm going to be able to show you this because it's going to be a two-handed job. Yeah, I don't think that's going to work. And it's plastic, not metal, so it might just bend. It looks like it's bending a lot. I'm going to attempt this. I'm going to put the camera down, attempt to get this hose down with the end of this plastic tool. I think it's going to fail, but I'll let you know in a minute. I'll give you a little update. It has come down a little bit by trying to prise that hose down, so I think we're going to be okay. Yeah, nearly there. Unfortunately, it is a two-handed job, so I can't keep the camera there, and I haven't really got the space to keep the camera here, but we're just about ready to pop that hose off, and hopefully there'll be no floods of fuel. We're off. Just pop straight off. You see the hose and the pipe, the tube and the pipe are all nice and dry, so no floods of fuel. Now, can I lift the tank any higher? This might be another two-handed job. In fact, let's go back to the other camera. Let's turn this one off. How high can this tank go now? Oh, that's not bad. I think that's pretty good for access there. So I just need to get something to prop up this fuel tank, and we're cooking. So it appears, with the aid of my trusty aerosol can here, I've got the tank in the air, and I've got plenty of space to get around there and play with the Veridian Cruise. This cable here, this plug, is the one I need to unplug. And with the Veridian Cruise, I plug this in line. So one of these, looks like it's probably that one, goes into there. And this one from the bike goes into here. So this goes in the middle. That's the starting point. We also have a very long cable here on the Veridian Cruise with a red plug. That goes round to the back of the bike into the diagnostic port, which I'm still to find. Oh, I think I just found it. So I'll show you that later on. So I've got to feed this to the back of the bike. So it's straightforward, fairly straightforward so far. So yeah, get that daisy chained in here. I've also got to find a cable on the bike to tap this into. Now, the Veridian Cruise comes with a cable tap that lets me, connect this cable to one of the bike cables on the loom. I think it's a brake light switch. But I also have a posi tap connector. I like posi taps, so I might use that if I've got the space for it. So yeah, let's disconnect this and let's put this in line. Ah, there you go. You're off. Only goes on one way in the time-honored tradition, because there's only a connector on one side of this plug, a clip, so it only goes on one way, thusly. And then this goes back on the bike, only again one way. So you've got a little tip or tongue on that one and nothing on the other side, so can't get this bit wrong. Well, I probably could, but I think I'll get away with it this time. You are in. Now, MixedGrid, chap who fitted this and whose install video I mentioned or referenced and linked to in the description, he's put this somewhere semi-accessible. So potentially you can connect a computer to this device and adjust some settings. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that. I'm not sure. So I don't know if I want to bother trying to make it reachable. But if I did, I have an idea. This could go very wrong here. Let's lift the tank out of the way. Let's put the tank down. Could I eventually drop the tank? No, there's probably not quite enough wiggle room. I was hoping to maybe get that unit here on top of the tank, but no, I haven't got the cable stretch for that sort of thing. So okay, there's a USB-C plug there. I do have like a USB-C extension cable with another USB-C, like female one on the end. So I think I'll find that cable and connect that to this, so I can keep this under the tank somewhere, kind of out of sight. Found it. It is a bit of a lengthy cable, but I've had it for years and I've not found any real use for it over that time. So I am going to utilize it here. One more plug that I haven't mentioned, that's going to the MC Cruise head unit, which I haven't actually put on the bike yet. Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Well, I reckon that's okay. Look at that. So get that out of the way. It's just sat there looking all innocent, almost like it's part of the bike, apart from the exposed, unsheathed wiring. Let's drop the tank. Anything complaining? Nah, that is sitting nicely. So I think a little later on, I'll come back to this undo this mount, lift the tank, get the cable under there. The diagnostic, now, interesting. The diagnostic is back here. Slight problem, I don't think this is going to reach it. Oh, it's so close, but oh well, I've got a little bit of give. It's close actually, but I think once we're under there, yeah, we're going to reach. It's going to be a little bit unattractive. It's a bit on the limit of the length of this cable, but I think, yeah, we are connecting those two together. I have disconnected this plug, which was sitting there, so that's hasn't been touched yet. I haven't used that. I've got the daisy chain one down here, the white one, which you saw me connect earlier. This one hasn't been touched, but on here, which maybe I can do a freeze frame or something, but there's a cable here just by my thumb and finger now. It's a red and black cable, third one in, on the underside of the cable, on the underside of the plug, as you see it. Green, black, and then red and black. So you've got this red and black cable. I need to tap into that. So I might need to strip some sheathing back, make a bit of space for it. I think the posi tap would be a better fit there than the kind of the big chunky red tap that came with the unit. Let's have a look for my posi tap and I'll come back to you in a moment. The back end of the posi tap is sitting on top of my red and black cable. And before I move any further forward, I'm going to make sure this is the right cable. I'll double check. I've looked at MixedGrid's video, but I haven't checked the instructions recently. So let's be absolutely certain I'm using the right cable before I start tapping into stuff. So this is the correct cable that I'm about to tap into with the posi tap. I think I'll bang a little bit of dielectric grease around it. We feed this top end of the posi tap through first. Thusly. Try not to drop anything. Oh, I think I need a little bit more cable showing actually. Try and put it in and wrap it around the post. My fingers are probably in the way. There you go. Yeah, I think that's about in. And then we'll screw the top on. So we've got the posi tap in. Let's try and make things relatively neat and tidy. Back into place. Yeah. Let's cinch that back up and then we can move to the rest of the bike. So I think everything's hunky-dory now in terms of the controller. Let's connect the head unit of the Veridian Cruise temporarily, which is, well, you can't see it probably very well, so we'll find the plug for that, which is where exactly? There you are. And what we'll do, we'll reconnect the battery. We'll turn the bike on and see if we can see any light from the LED down here. You can see a bit underneath the bike now, can't you? It's a bit dark. Might be going out of focus. But yeah, let's turn the bike on and see if we can see any flashing LEDs from the Veridian control unit. That's promising. Normal behavior from the dash. And we do have a light, an LED. Now let's try and tap the brake once, front brake lever. Yeah, when I hold it in, it's flashing. When I let go, it goes back to orange. Back brake. Yep, that's flashing when I hold it down. Let go back to orange. So as far as I can see, we are good to go. Brake light's also coming on when I do that, so I think my posi tap's good. Yeah, I just need to tidy up the cabling, slap the bike back together, and put it to the test in the morning. I think I'll have it somewhere a bit below the mode and above the indicator, somewhere in between, because they're both quite reachable. Quite a stretch for my little thumb to get over to the other sides, but yeah, in that area. I'll tighten it up for now. Just be careful not to cinch or pinch the cable coming off the back of the unit. MixedGrid did a pretty good video on where to mount the cable. Yeah, there's a couple of cable holders on the way down here, so I think I'll just feed it down here and back onto this little bit of cabling down here and out here somewhere. Veridian Cruise fitted. I don't know if you saw me there, probably. So yeah, it's time to put the bike back together. What's the time? Oh, 11:15. Might do that tomorrow. Thing is, I'll probably make a start on doing it now, and then I won't be able to stop. But it's all good. So yeah, let's drop the tank like a glove. I think we'll be done by midnight. Let's crack on. Almost forgot to put the hose back on the fuel tank. Well, I say almost forgot. I forgot. I'm out on a test ride to see how the new Veridian Cruise unit is doing. I had a little bit of a play, just trying to get my head around it, but let's get on this dual carriageway right here. And I'll tell you what I found so far. So I'm going to angle the camera down to the side and just concentrate on the cruise control for a minute. There you go, I think you can see it. So yeah, you got 3 buttons. The middle button, the smallest one, is your cancel button. So it does nothing if you're not already cruising. The button below activates cruise control if it's not already on, and it's also the decrease button. If it is active, that will slow you down. I think the default speed step is 3 miles per hour per press. The top button is a resume button. So if you were cruising earlier and I cancelled it, that button will resume the speed you were travelling at. First impressions, the middle button's quite small. And overall, the buttons are really quite sensitive. Now, we're on a motorbike. You know, it's a dynamic environment. Your hands moving around quite a bit. You're going over bumpy roads sometimes. And I've already found that in an attempt sometimes to cancel the cruise by pressing the middle button, my thumb just drops slightly as I pull my thumb away. And that can reactivate the cruise immediately. It just presses the bottom button. I would have preferred a much firmer kind of tactile feel to the button presses. In terms of basic functionality though, spot on. I'm really glad I got cruise control. See, I'm doing 68, 69 miles an hour here. Let's enable cruise. There we go. We're off the throttle. And the bike's just maintaining that speed. You can cancel the cruise control either by changing gear, which on this bike is quite easy to do with a quick shifter, or you can depress the brake. One thing you can't do is just pull the clutch in like on many OEM cruise control systems, and I'll show you why. If I start accelerating here to hold then a cruise speed, held, and if I pull the clutch in, there you go, the revs rise until I think the cruise control electronics realise something a bit weird's going on, and it cancels cruise. What I think happened there is it revved up to 8,000 RPM, which I think is the upper limit currently to allow you to activate cruise. The other thing with the Cruise, obviously the resume switch. Now, you've got no indication of the last cruise control speed you set. So potentially, you could have set cruise at 68 like I'm doing now. So then if you go into a slow speed like this, like a 50, get the brakes on a little bit, come down a couple of gears. Now if I press resume, what it's going to do is attempt to go back to the speed you were at, and you can see I'm doing 4th gear here. It's gone back to 69 miles an hour. So don't forget the speed you were at the last time you were using cruise control. But overall, yeah, I am pleased I got it. Is it good value for money? No, and I'll tell you why. In Canada, I think this device costs 425 Canadian dollars. I was trying to get this cruise control before my last pair of track days back in, I think, late June. And I contacted, what was it called, fueldongles.es, possibly, Spanish reseller. They didn't respond to my initial inquiries about whether they had them in stock. And time was running out, so I ordered them anyway. I ordered one anyway and hope for the best. But after about a week or so, they come back to me and said, no, sorry, we haven't got any. We got some on order. It will take a few weeks. So yeah, missed the track day. Obviously I didn't want to use it on the track day. I wanted to use it on the way home. So I kept the order because I knew I wanted it anyway, the cruise control. It's 399 euros, which doesn't compare that well to Canadian dollars, I don't think. And yeah, it took about 6 weeks to get it in the country, but before it arrived in the country, I had to pay tax. So I had to pay another, I think, £64 at customs, as well as about £16 brokerage charges, whatever that means. So on top of the 399 euros, I had to pay another something like 86 quid to get hold of it. But I can't see that being good value for money. Oh, one other thing I haven't mentioned. The video from MixedGrid showing his install, well, he never had heated grips. So with my bike, with the heated grips of the Suzuki OEM ones, I've got this little control unit here. Now, the clutch arm touches that controller. It slightly limits how far you can pull the clutch in. Not enough to cause a problem on the bike. The biting point is later in the travel. But it is frustrating that I've got this lever touching the heated grip controller. But it's not the bike's fault really. I've moved, you know, the clutch lever to the right by a good, I don't know, maybe nearly a centimetre. The other option would be to move the clutch lever all the way to the left and then move the control unit to the right of the clutch lever mount. But then it'll be a little bit far away, a little bit harder to reach. Might try it one day, but it's pretty much probably in the best position, I would say. So first impressions, 7 out of 10. I think when I actually use it in anger, i.e. go on a long trip somewhere and enjoy that cruise control, I think maybe the rating will go up when I actually put it into good use. I think in a little while I'll get on the M5 and yeah, switch it on and enjoy the comfort of cruise control. Another reason I went for the cruise control is because at motorway speeds, when the engine's at about 6,000 RPM, it has a habit of making my hands tingle, especially the right one, and so having cruise is awesome. It lets me rest my throttle hand every so often, get it off the handlebar. So one nice thing I've just discovered,
and I would have discovered it earlier had I read the manual thoroughly, is I got cruise control active, and a little blip of acceleration, just opening the throttle basically, is enough to cancel the cruise control. That's kind of nice. I mean, on my S1000XR, all that will do is kind of accelerate, and then when I let go of the throttle, it'll go back to the original cruise control speed, like many cars would do. So it's nice to have that option available to you, in the absence of being able to just dip the clutch quickly to cancel the cruise control. I can't quite believe there's no illumination on the switchgear unit itself. There's no indication to tell you that cruise is enabled or disabled. You've only got the LED in the control unit, and that's hidden away under my fuel tank. For the money I'm paying, not impressed. So comments are welcome. Look forward to seeing them, and I'll see you in another video soon. Take care. Ta-da!